Hello, everybody. I wanted to bring you guys just a concise collection of all of the most recent information on this case. Now, in this as well, I also have an update regarding a possible scam involving Chelsea's ex-boyfriend and somebody else. I'll tell you more about that when we get there. Okay, so this is Chelsea Grimm. She's 32 years old. I'm going to go through this information very quickly, so feel free to pause or back up wherever you need to. Now, Chelsea had planned a trip. She was going to a wedding in Connecticut. She stopped to camp in Arizona. She was reported missing on October 4th. I'm going to go through the timeline with you guys as well. So there's a lot of comments. Hang on, let me see if I saw that one that somebody was telling me about. It's not on this one, never mind. Okay, so let's go to the next one. This is a short video I'm going to play.
It's agonizing and heart-wrenching.
Sleuthin and Janet Grimm are holding on to hope tonight.
We're trying our best to hold on to the positive outcome scenarios and put our faith in the authorities.
Their 32-year-old daughter, Chelsea Grimm, was last seen on September 28th in Williams, Arizona. Her parents reported her missing after not hearing from her for several days.
This is very unlike her. Chelsea over-communicates often.
Stephen and Janet said Chelsea told them she was going camping. A week ago, hunters found her white Ford Escape northeast of Ash Fork and called authorities. The car was locked and had 2 flat tires with no trace of Chelsea. Coconino County Sheriff's deputies searched the area but haven't found her yet.
It's devastating. It's just, you can't begin.
Now you heard that, right? 2 flat tires.
Searched the area. Coconino County called authorities. The car was locked and had 2 flat tires with no trace of Chelsea.
Okay, so we're going to go and move on to the next one. All right, so I'm going to skip this for just a moment. Hang on. This is the body cam of her speaking with police. Don't you love ads that pop up everywhere? Okay, here we go.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
New body camera video tonight shows a Williams police officer making contact with 32-year-old Chelsea Grimm days before her car was found on a remote road without her in it. In the video, the officer says they got a call for suspicious activity near the cemetery in Williams, and he came to check on her. Chelsea appears to be upset and explains she was working on a photography project.
Are you doing all right?
Yeah, I just was doing a photo shoot of the lost soldiers and got a little emotional, so I was crying before I got back on the road.
Her disappearance, days after this video was recorded, has both family and authorities confused, searching high and low for tips as to where she went. Here's what we know so far. Chelsea planned to drive from her home in San Diego to Connecticut to meet her family for a wedding, but she told her family she was stopping to camp in Arizona instead. Investigators know on September 27th, she met a friend in Phoenix, then canceled lunch with that friend the next day. On September 28th, she surfaces in Williams and has that conversation with the officer, telling him she's planning to camp nearby.
Yeah, if it's okay with you, if I hang out here for another 15 or 20 and then head on the road, that would be my plan, I think.
Do you have a hotel around here or anything?
I don't. I was actually thinking of just camping for the night, but I wasn't really sure exactly yet.
Gotcha. Well,
I didn't plan to be here till sunset.
The yellow lights over there, the Loves, it's a trucker stop in the gas station area. You can just sleep there. Nobody will bother you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love that.
The sheriff's office says on September 30th, a woodcutter in an area near Ash Fork, Arizona, sees Chelsea camping in her car, talks to her, and she says she's okay. But that's the last known contact she had with anyone.
We're trying our best to hold on to the positive outcome scenarios and put our faith in the authorities.
On October 4th, her parents report her missing. And on October 5th, hunters in the same rural area find her abandoned Ford Focus SUV in the middle of a dirt road with flat tires on the right side. It was locked, many of her belongings were found inside, but there was no trace of her, and all cell phone and credit card activity has since stopped. The Coconino County Sheriff's Office says while they don't suspect foul play at this point, they're trying to figure out if she got in another vehicle or if she hiked out. Either way, by the time they began investigating her disappearance, it had already been 5 days since the last time anyone saw her alive.
The sheriff's office tells me they're actively working with her family and friends on any tips and leads. She also has a pet bearded dragon that is a good identifying factor and possible clue to her whereabouts if it's found. Of course, if you have any information about Chelsea Grimm, please call the Coconino County Sheriff's Office, and we'll also be staying on top of this investigation.
All right, so a couple of things stood out there for me, but I think they're on the following tabs as well. Give me just a moment. Okay. This is another quick video here. And it's muted.
They need your help trying to find this missing 32-year-old woman. Chelsea Grimm was last seen back on September 28th in Williams, Arizona. Days later, her car.
Now, I'm going to be pulling up these photos here because I have a couple of things I noticed that are really strange about these photos.
Found just outside of Ash Fork with 2 flat tires. That's where we start this Thursday night here.
Okay. I'm going to link to all of this in the description below so you guys can just pull it up at your leisure. This is the County Sheriff's Office. This is the latest information that they had on her. And let's look at these photos. This is, her family stated that she took this shortly after breaking down. It's really weird, right? She was crying in the last segment where the officer spoke with her. And I'm not sure what would even be suspicious about somebody crying at a cemetery. That's kind of weird, but this apparently is one of her last selfies that she did take when she was on the side of the road. And she does look like she'd been crying here. This is another one. Just her eyes look so different to me. But they're not. They're very, they're really not dilated at all or anything. Not red at all. So this one is really weird, right? So I started, I was like, what was with her foot? She's got a little cross on her toe. She has some other tattoos, and she's holding some wildflowers. This is totally something that I would do. But then look over here. She's got 3 car doors open. And then look over here. What's with the stuff just thrown out into the grass? What are those items? Isn't that strange? What the heck is this? Huh. Something here. Something here, something here, and something there. I don't know what those are. Apparently this is missing as well. I think they said his or her name is Roz or Roxy, it says. Okay. This is her vehicle. They already found it. Okay, so this is her Facebook. September 27th was her very last post at 10 a.m. You're going to be different story really soon. One of healing, success, health, abundance, all that. She shared that. Oh. Oh my gosh, how freaking adorable is that? Okay. All right. So yeah, that was her last post. I mean, there's this here. I don't know why it started auto playing for me. Let me check the date on this one. This is the 12th. And guys, there's been no new information since around the 12th.
Chelsea Grimm was last seen nearly 2 weeks ago near Flagstaff.
CBS 8's Abby Black is live in Ocean Beach with the latest on the...
This is another little video. I'm just going to link to these below. That's that same post. Okay, this is her Instagram. Cytographer. She was a licensed psychologist, a social worker, and also a photographer. So she called herself a cytographer. I think that's very unique. Let's look at the date on this one. September 6th. Wow. Huh. That's literally pretty much how I paint as well. Interesting. All right, so this is her. She's got big green eyes like me. Very pretty girl. I really hope she's okay. All right, and then let's see, what do we have here?
There's one simple hearing hack anyone can use.
One moment. Pass these ads. I don't get the spoon thing, by the way. Okay, we have already seen that. I will link to it. All right, now this. Now we're going to get to her story that she put on Instagram. So, kind of tricky to pause it. So I thought I would just wait here and just play it for you guys for the video. Here we go. There's a couple of weird things in here I noticed. And I do have it muted only because you never know with copyrights on YouTube. Wow, she's just chilling, camping out in her vehicle there, huh? That was 3 weeks ago. Three weeks ago, there's her bearded dragon. Off to Arizona to see my girlie, it says there, and that was 3 weeks ago. Right here, off to AZ to see my girlie. I wonder who that was. Huh. I think that's when she left home. But, okay, that's really weird if you think about it. If her plan was to go to a wedding like the articles say, then why did her Insta story say she was going to Arizona, not New York or Connecticut to a wedding? That doesn't add up. Maybe she's just with a friend somewhere, you know, a girl or a girlfriend or whatever, and they're just out somewhere and, you know, exploring, and she'll turn up. But it has been quite a while. Very strange. And she did leave. She had 2 flat tires, and she did leave her camera behind, which is very interesting, very concerning. I mean, I have a really nice Canon camera, and if I take it somewhere, I'm going to keep it safe. So now I'm going to show you these weird things real quick. Okay, so this guy right here, his name is Elias Avellaneda, if I said that right. Okay, so he says that he's been out looking for her with PJ. PJ's Philip John Brenners. And he's claiming that he is with PJ looking for her. And they're collecting money for looking for her. This is the photo that he put up. Like, why put a super close up? People are not going to recognize her from that. But anyway, so you can hear PJ in the background of some of his videos. And Philip John Brenners, and this is Elias Avellaneda. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but I'll show you this other thing right here. Okay.
Live television. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful night.
Bless you guys.
Hello, everybody. This is Elias and PJ, the friend and companion, and tomorrow night we should be on Channel 8 and Channel 12 live television. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful night.
Bless you guys.
Hello.
Okay, so what's weird about this, you guys, is that according to people who know her, PJ is her ex-boyfriend who was abusive to her, and she escaped that situation. And this guy, Elias, is PJ's friend. And now they're scamming, collecting money on TikTok and such, and put up like a GoFundMe. But they shouldn't be, because they're not friends, they're not family. Elias isn't even anything to her. That whole situation's really weird. Over here, let me show you one more thing here on his page. He was actually pointing to a different vehicle, telling people to look for, I think he said, a blue truck. So Elias and her ex-fiance or ex-boyfriend are out there looking for her, allegedly. But then this morning he posts this very happy hot air balloon eclipses the sun video. Like, nothing about her today. Which, that is an incredible little eclipse there, but in this one he sounds all concerned about her.
It's about 200 or so yards away from where there was a vehicle with a man with his lights off and car running. Certainly suspicious. That was previously following us. We have put a trail camera on the...
Anyway, I'm not going to play all these videos and stuff. I wanted to keep this as brief as I could for you guys. Let me pull up her information one more time here. I'll let this play while I'm talking. So again, this is Chelsea Grimm, 32. If anybody knows anything, I believe there is a reward, pretty high reward if I remember correctly, for anybody that has any information on where she could be. Okay, there's the timeline that they put up. And I have kind of a little bit of a timeline as well put together here. September 24th was when she left her house. Let's see. She met a friend for lunch in Phoenix on the 27th. Now, there's disputes on whether she had, on the 27th, either called or texted her parents. One of the articles says texted, one of the articles says called. I don't know. It would be really weird if she only texted her parents, because the messages she sent to the parents said she wasn't going to make it in time for the wedding. So she was just going to stop and stay for a couple of days in Arizona instead. Kind of weird to just completely flake out on a wedding. But then again, like I said, her story didn't say anything about Connecticut or a wedding. It said going to Arizona to see her girlie, her friend. So that's just really weird. So it says her mom is quoted as saying, she said, "I think what I'm going to do is just take a couple of days in camp and I'll get back to you. Please don't expect to hear from me for a couple of days." Her mom, Janet Grimm, said, but again, we don't really know if that was a phone call or a text. The very next day, on the 28th, she had canceled lunch plans with the same friend that she'd met the day before. So, is this the girlie she was talking about? Going to AZ to see my girlie? Was that a side trip, maybe? On her trip to Connecticut? She was supposed to stay with this friend for a day or two? Pretty weird. And then that night was the police stop on the 28th. Now, all of her phone and credit card activity also stopped on the 28th. And let's see, it was the 30th at noon when her car was spotted on Forest Road 6. This man apparently stopped to talk to her. She was in a nearby field. She said she was fine, didn't need any help. That she was just out taking photos. Now, on the 4th of October, she's reported missing to Phoenix police by her parents. The very next day, on the 5th, her vehicle was found on Forest Road 6, northeast of Ashfork. I'm trying to remember that big city that Ashfork is close to, but it's not coming to me at the moment. So it had 2 flat tires, and some people said that they noticed it there in that same spot 2 days prior. And that was reported by hunters. So, yeah, that's all the details on Chelsea. I wonder if there's a number that's going to come up on here for people, and I will end it with that. 32. Please put the number on the screen. Well, okay, let me scroll down. Shirts on here. It's the Coconino County Sheriff's Office. Here's the phone number, 928-724-4523. 928-774-4523. Now, my video is getting to be a little long, so I'm going to cut it here. If you know or see anything, if you can get a hold of Chelsea by any way, my gut instinct is telling me she's just with somebody, maybe But that's just me. I always try to think positive. So let's hope that that's all that this is, and she will turn up. They do turn up safe and sound and just totally clueless, and anybody was looking for them. According to her Facebook, she lived a very carefree, kind of a free spirit kind of person, and did have experience with taking trips on her own. So let's just hope that that's all this is and not assume anything negative just yet. Now, she has been missing for 2 weeks now, but I don't ever give up hope on these kiddos showing up at home. And I say kiddo, she's 32, but I have a 31-year-old, so I can say kiddo. All right, guys, that is it for me for this one. Just keep her in your prayers and hope that she is out there somewhere. She will just let everybody know that she is okay. And I will be thinking of her and her parents. They said they can't wait to get their baby girl back. That is so sad. All right, guys, I will see you later. Have a good evening.